Not my mom! My mom! Sheriff! I don't know what you've done!
Sheriff's office?
I called because the kids from across the street, they shouldn't be screaming and running around.
Okay.
Hello, Sheriff's Office. Were any of you guys over here messing with this lady?
No, we were playing football.
I'm going to send that lady over there for the call. Oh, I know.
It's like the kids.
She thinks we're trying to steal her truck.
Do you even know how to drive?
It clearly says no trespassing, and they're always walking the road.
There doesn't need to be a call for service every time the kids are playing in the yard.
She's always messing with people's kids.
Sheriff's office!
1 minute!
It was a warm evening in Ocala, Florida, one of those slow southern nights when the streets are quiet and families are settling in. Ajike Owens, better known as AJ, was at home with her 4 children, a devoted single mother, known for her energy, her kindness, and her fierce love for her kids.
All the kids like to play small. They can't walk or even throw their football over there.
But that love would lead her straight into a tragedy no one saw coming.
And then, bang.
97, I have one down. I have one elderly female barricaded in the house with a signal 0.
For months, tensions had been building between AJ and her white neighbor, a woman named Susan Lawrence. The two lived in a small apartment complex where yards overlapped, and small disagreements had turned bitter. Susan often yelled at AJ's children for playing near her property, calling them names, throwing insults, even complaining to the police. Susan would call the cops multiple times on AJ's kids. The cops themselves were tired of her. She would call them relentlessly.
Every time I turn around, the kids are always screaming and stuff like that. Someone's throwing stuff at this window. I asked them to move, they refuse to move. It's this constant barrage of stupidity.
One video shows Owen talking to deputies after her children were accused of walking their dog on the woman's property.
The other day she tells my son, I'm going to have you arrested.
Deputies seem exasperated over Lawrence's constant calls. One even whispered the word psycho after a visit.
Psycho.
They tried to play peacemaker.
We tried to tell them just to stay over there, you stay over here, y'all keep to yourselves.
On June 2, 2023, things reached a breaking point. One of AJ's children accidentally left an iPad in the grass near Lawrence's home. The neighbor took it, and when the kids went to retrieve it, she reportedly threw it at them, hitting one child and shouting for them to stay away. When AJ heard what happened, the mother in her couldn't stay quiet. She grabbed her keys, told her son to stay close, and walked across the courtyard to demand answers. She knocked on that door, not to fight, but to protect her kids, to stand up as any mother would. Susan decided to punish her. She fired a shot through her door, striking AJ in the chest.
I'm sorry for the bullets! You touch me! Not my mom! My mom! Sheriff! I don't know what you've done!
I think somebody just got shot.
Police were called and things went downhill from that moment.
97, I have one down. I have one elderly female barricaded in the house with a signal 0.
In the vestibule, in the area, and they were like, wake up, wake up. I was watching TV. I'm like, really, seriously? Because, you know, after a nice long shift, that's just when I want to hear these little run.
How long have you lived there?
3 years.
3 years?
Mhm.
Okay. And how long have you been having problems with them?
Like 2 years.
2 years?
Ever since she moved.
Is it just those same 3, or do you have problems with any? Does anyone else give you problems?
They want to play on that part where Charles owns and the other part. And I'm like, guys, come on.
Which part is that? I'm not sure. I don't know who Charles is.
Charles is the landlord. So there's, one of the cops came out and said, oh, it's an open lot. It's not an open lot. It's an abutment of 2 properties. I'm like, guys, come on, you know, give me some peace, you know, because in my apartment, there's sliding glass doors, and then I have the 2 bedrooms up front, and because it's an open concept, just you can hear everything.
The sounds travel right
It's
through.
horrible, and, you know, and I'm like, go play on the other side. We don't want to play on the other side, we want to play over here. I'm like, oh, good gravy, you know, and so they just, every time they see me, they get together and scream and yell.
They live in the same building?
No, none of them live there. I was gonna say, one set of kids lives there, but the other sits on the other side. They will play on your side of the road, you know? Come on.
Okay, so they were being obnoxious out there tonight,
Oh,
and they finally got quiet, but then you go outside and the three of them are out there?
Yeah, and I didn't want to go any further because he's like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, what in the world?
Who said that?
H.I.'s kids.
Okay, so who is it?
H.I., I think her name is.
Okay.
She actually had thrown a sign at me before. She picked up the no trespassing sign and just threw it at me. She's like, here, take your fucking sign. I'm like, it's not mine, it's Charles. You know, he doesn't want you guys here.
Mm.
So it's just, you know, she's been in my mailboxes, she sends the kids in the mailboxes.
When did she throw a sign at you?
I want to say last year, just after I had my neck fused. I'm like, oh, good gravy.
What kind of sign? Like one of the ones you buy at the store, like a plastic, like on the
It was
fence?
a metal sign with a little metal, like a real estate sign. But it had no trespassing, so it was about that by that. And with the,
Is it the same one that was out there tonight, or is it different?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They stole that sign.
So what happened tonight that led to the conclusion that?
Well,
that
I'm like, kids, go home.
done usually?
It's in my bedroom.
That's
So,
where you keep
yeah,
it, like
I keep
in
it in
a
bedroom.
in a cabinet or something, or just like?
It's just, I actually keep it in the trash can
Okay.
next to the bed.
I know nobody would look in there probably, right?
You know, and I didn't think about it, and I'm like, oh my God, and I just started panicking, and I really feared for my life. I mean, honest to God, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, I'm a nervous wreck. You know, I'm not supposed to be getting nervous or anything like this because I have an aneurysm on my left kidney artery. And so they're like, just, you're supposed to stay calm, you're not supposed to do anything, and this woman just keeps antagonizing me. She's got the kids calling me. I go out, they're like, hey Karen, I'm like, I have a doctoral degree. Do not talk to me like I am one of your peers.
Mm.
You
So
know?
they don't really have any respect for
No
her.
respect.
Yeah. So AJ, she came to your door?
Oh yeah.
And she was
pounding on it. I was like, what the hell? My cats went flinging.
What was
in
she
the bed.
saying? Was she
She's
saying
like,
anything?
You don't talk to my sons. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, you know. And I was like in tears. I'm like shaking, and I'm like, oh my God. And I thought she had gone away, and then she starts banging again. I'm like, oh shit.
Did she like try to come inside?
She was trying as hard as she could.
What do you mean?
That door was moving. And I'm like, holy shit. You know,
Like, did she try the door handle, or was she just beating on it to try to push it in, or what?
She was just, you know, just trying to push it in, trying to push it in, and I was like, oh my God.
You're just letting you know it's back. Signed.
Okay. So what was she saying again?
She's like, you can't talk to my sons that way. You know, I'm like, you're trespassing, you know.
So you were communicating with her through the door? You were
Yeah, and
able
I'm
to-
like, all right, just leave. You know, I don't want to hear it. No, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you. And I didn't think too much of it until she really started pounding that door. And I'm like, oh my God. Then I got scared, like terrified scared.
Now, you had initially called,
Because it was,
did you call 911, or
Yeah,
did you
I-
use the non-emergency number when you called?
when the first time, because the kids said, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to have my friends kill you. I'm like, oh my God, you know, what the hell's going on now? You know, I'm like, I don't need this aggravation.
Okay. So you called, was it 911?
Yeah, I called 911.
Okay. And that was before HI came over?
Before she
Okay.
came over.
And the kid, okay, so we get, like, as the deputies are responding, the call taker's talking to you, they're putting information that you're telling them into the computer, which goes to us as we're going out there. So in that call notes, there's never any mention of you saying that they said that they're gonna kill you. It was more or less that they're harassing you, that
Oh, no, I told the lady that they said they were going to kill me.
okay.
No, I was very specific when I spoke.
Okay. Now, did you see who was out there at that time?
I just knew it was AJ by her voice, because she's screamed at me before, you know, and I'm like, oh, Gary, it's her again, you know. And I just, like I said, I just panicked, and I just got so frightened. I was like, oh my God, she's really going to do it this time. She's going to kill me.
Were you still on the phone with 911 when you fired the gun?
No. I thought that the kids went, and I was like, all right, I'll go check my truck in the morning. I didn't even.
She was pounding on the door. Were you
I was actually in the bathroom.
You were in the bathroom. How was, I haven't been inside, so how does it, like when you go in through the front door?
It's all open, so
Okay.
you can see kind of the bathroom right from the front door,
Okay.
so.
And you were still able to hear her?
Oh,
She
oh
was
my
able to
God,
hear
yes.
you, that you know, as far as you know?
I don't know if she was able to hear me. I mean, she was just screaming for all she was worth. I'm like, stop, 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 you know, and
Okay.
just, she wouldn't stop. And just like, oh dear God.
What else was she saying besides what you've told me? Was she saying anything else?
She was just, some of it was unintelligible,
Okay.
so she was just ranting.
So I noticed there's, you have a couple cameras in the house?
Yes.
Okay. And those, are those like Ring cameras or Arlo
They're
or?
Blink.
Blink? Okay.
Then I have the one at the door, but when it gets dark out, they don't pick up anything, which sucks.
Do they record sound though, or
I
like,
have no
is it
idea.
all motion where it only records when it captures
only-
motion?
Yeah, when it captures motion.
Okay. But those are working cameras?
I don't know if the door bell picked anything up. You can look at it and stuff. I mean,
Is that through your phone that you were able to review that, or computer, or how do you?
phone.
Through your phone? Okay.
but I don't think it picked it up because I didn't get a ding.
Okay. So, but prior to her coming over there and banging on your door, because we talked to a lot of people that were out there at the time, and there was some statements given to us that you had taken a tablet or picked up a tablet that was
No,
on
sir,
the ground?
absolutely not,
No? Okay.
That child, like, the other day, he said to me, I'm gonna go tell my mom that you called me a slave. I'm like, what? And he came over with a rake, and he was pounding everything with the rake. I'm like, really, seriously? So I don't know what's going on with that child.
Mhm.
So
And which child is that you're talking about?
It's on the video. If you give me my phone, I'll show you which child it is. I don't know by names.
Is it one of the older ones?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know from what it sounds like, I talked to several people out there, and it seems like this has been an ongoing thing where the harassment continues and just being obnoxious and don't have respect for their neighbors and just doing whatever they want, and it builds and it builds and it builds until you can't take it anymore. And unfortunately, it's led to this event.
It was only because she was pounding at my door, and I, honest to God, thought she was going to come in.
Okay. So we have, over in our communication center, they're putting together, because all the calls that come into 911 are audio recorded, and there were several people even before. So there's open lines, we're recording and getting audio of exactly what's being said, not to mention if your camera's captured anything, okay? So that's why I'm like asking you before we go through that, and if something is different than what you're telling me, we need to clear that up now, because if it, you know what I mean, if the evidence shows something different than what you're saying, it doesn't look good, and I want to be open and honest with you.
I
that
just know that she was pounding and pounding on the door and scaring the shit out of me.
Okay.
You know?
But is there any reason why, if we reviewed that evidence, she wasn't saying, I'm going to kill you?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I honest to God heard. You know, it's just what I heard.
Okay. Did you ever look out the door to see? And I know you said you kind of recognized her voice. So.
I never looked out the door.
Okay.
I was afraid to get to my door, to be brutally honest. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna bust it in and she's gonna...
Where were you standing when you shot the gun? And you said you shot the gun through the door?
Yeah, through the door. I just panicked. It was probably by the kitchen table somewhere.
Okay, by the kitchen table. And how many times did you shoot the gun?
Once.
Just once? What kind of gun is it?
It's a Remington 380.
Is that the only firearm you have in the house?
No, there was a 22 Ruger.
Where's that one at?
I don't know. I don't know if I picked it up or not. I have no idea. Maybe the garbage can.
Okay. And after you fired the round, what did you do?
She said, ow, and I'm like, oh my God, I hit her. It just, clicked, I hit her. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I thought I just, nicked something. I never ever.
And what did you go out there?
No.
You didn't go out there?
No.
Did you call 911 back?
Yes, I did call 911.
Okay. And what did you say?
I said, she was pounding on my door and I shot my gun. I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Okay.
And she was threatening me, and she was saying, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. So.
Is it feasible to say that this is just got to a boiling point for you that you couldn't take it anymore? And because again, if this stuff happened in the past, I get it, but we're talking about a specific event tonight where she didn't make it a point that she was trying to come in. She was trying to get your attention to say, apparently, to stop throwing things at her kids. Whether you actually, I know, kids can lie, I get it. And I'm just saying, whether that actually happened or not, that's what she believed, because that's what she was told by one of her sons. So she was coming over there does that ring a bell of her telling you not to be throwing things? No? What specific words do you recall that she said?
I just remember her saying, don't talk to my sons that way, and I'm going to fucking kill you. I mean, that's what I heard. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
And you're sure when you were on the phone with 911, you told them that she said that?
I'm sorry,
No, it's important that we learn the details, so that way, as we gather and collect evidence, the details are what help us piece that together so we can see the big picture, right? I'll tell you that even as law enforcement officers, if we make a decision to use deadly force against someone, we have to sit and explain the same way with details. I did this because of this, making me feel like this, right? And an investigator from the state listens to us the same way we're listening to you, and they present that to a prosecutor the same way that we would, right? So we're just trying to understand the details of what happened from your point of view, so as we gather our evidence, we can...
Understood.
Does anyone else live with you, Susan?
No.
Okay. Your door is kind of like, probably not wood or whatever, but you can't really see through it. There's no windows or through a door that's closed. Was it locked?
Yes, it was locked.
Okay. And you said you're in the bathroom, which I understand you said it's kind of an open floor concept in there. So it's kind of open, but I'm assuming there's walls around the bathroom. You've got a door, you can close it. And I'm not saying that you're within your right, you're in your house, you don't have to do that. But if I'm looking at a door that's secured and whether someone's banging on it or not, law enforcement's already on the way. At what point do you,
The door is broken.
The door's broken?
That whole side panel, people have, she's pounded on it more than once, and he fixed it, but when everything started rattling so much, I was like, oh my God, she's gonna bust through it.
Okay.
So it's broken right now, or it was broken before and then the landlord fixed it?
He didn't, Sherry right there. He put screws through it so that the centerpiece was supposed to stay in there, but she was pounding it so hard. I mean, everything was just rattling, and I'm like, oh my God, it sounded like a horse kick. It was so loud.
One thing that I think my partner was trying to get at, and I don't know that I actually heard an answer to the question, when you're inside the house and she's on the other side of a door that you can't see through and she's pounding on the door, you make the conscious decision to aim your gun at the door and fire one round, right? Just one round?
Yes.
Fire one round. Were you trying to hit her, or were you trying to scare her off? Were you trying to make a loud noise to say like, hey, I got a fucking gun, get away from my door? Or were you I
was never intending to hit her. I just thought, I thought I hit really high, I was just like, kind of, It's the first time I ever really used it, where I was, like...
Not on a paper target.
Exactly. I was like, oh my God. So I was shaking. I mean, I was just so distraught at that point in time. I'm like, oh my God, she's really gonna freaking come to my house. And I was just like, all I could think is go away, go away, go away, go away.
Did you mean to, were you aiming for the door?
I just fired the gun. Because all I could think of is, I felt like I was in mortal danger. I mean, it's just how I felt.
And what made you, I mean, I know someone's banging on the door, you feel like they could get in, but at that point where nobody had breached or been able to get through that secure door, what made you feel like that was the time that you needed to do that?
I usually have a chair propped up against the door at night.
Okay.
And I didn't have the chair up there, and I didn't have the chain on the door either. So just the one lock was locked. I'm like, oh shit, of all the times that I never...
But before you decided to pull that trigger, you didn't think to try to put the...
I wasn't going near the door, because she was actually physically moving the door. Like you could see the door moving. I'm like, oh dear God.
So the thing is, and again, I can 100% sympathize with being fed up with that kind of harassment and that kind of disrespect. But also someone lost their life last night, right? And she has children, and as much of a pain in the butt that they can be, they're not going to have a mother now. Okay?
I understand that, and that makes me sick.
And that is, as a parent, I think is like the ultimate reason that we need complete honesty. And I think what really your intentions were maybe not to kill her, but I think you would just reach that level that we've all gotten to, where we can really make a bad decision, where it builds up over time and you can't take it anymore. And I think that you shot at her because you were fed up and you were over it.
No.
Is that?
No.
No?
I absolutely feared for my life.
So this
was an absolute, it's either me or her. I mean, it's just like, I'm like, holy shit.
But did you see her with a gun or another weapon or anything like that?
But I don't know what she had on the outside. When my lights were off, so she came up, it was dark out. And I'm like, great, now she's pounding on my door. Now she's scaring the crap out of me. Now my door's moving, and I didn't have it properly secured. And the next thing I thought she was going to be in my house, killing me. I mean, that's honest to God what I felt. It's not like, I'm fed up or anything. This was a real fear.
But when we first started talking, you said you made it very clear to the 911 call taker that she was threatening to kill you.
Yes, absolutely.
And if that's not on the recording, is there any reason why that's not on the recording?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I said it. So.
Are you just pretty sure she said it as well? That she
Oh
was
no,
gonna...
absolutely, she said it.
Okay. Well, from the information I got, she was angry and pounding because she believed that you had either struck or attempted to strike one of her kids with an umbrella and threw roller skates.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, again, I know how kids can be. They're not always very truthful about things. But I didn't have any information provided me out there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're still going through evidence, and that's an ongoing thing. But nothing that says that she threatened to kill you or that was doing anything more than trying to get you to come to the door. That she wanted you to open the door.
Why would I open my door to this woman? When she has
I wouldn't either. I
when
get
she
it.
has thrown things at me,
Right.
when she has followed me a foot behind me, I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
I mean, she's literally come up, we had words about 2 months ago, and I walked away, I said, all right, whatever. And, I said, I'm sorry, just because I wanted to diffuse it, de-escalate everything. I'm walking away, and she's literally walking 1 foot behind me like she was, I said, oh my God, she's going to pound me into the ground.
So, yeah, I mean, that's my question, though, is if she wasn't trying to come in, she's just trying to get, I'm not, and again, I wouldn't come to the door either. If you're beating on my door, wanting to cause something, I'm not answering it. But that's different than trying to bust the door down.
To me, she was
And
trying
you said
to
that the door's
door.
already broken, so
Yes.
how hard would it have been for her, because she's kind of a big girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
How hard would it have been for her to break that door knowing you're home? You know your door better than I do, but
Mm-hmm.
if it's already...
Well, we did put the extra long deadbolt in and everything. I did have the deadbolt on, so I didn't know how long the door was gonna
See,
hold up.
and that's why I'm asking is
So-
because at first it's broken and now it's super secure with an extra long deadbolt.
No, I'm just
And that's
saying that we did put but if you look at it, everything's crumbling. I mean, if you look at the door, things are crumbling. I'm like, oh my God, you know, my landlord is 76 years old, and he jerry-rigged it. Literally jerry-rigged it. And I'm like, oh my God, so it's not, I don't feel secure. Every night, I stick a chair under that door to keep, you know, because I feel like someone's gonna break it in.
All right, you stay in the patrol car. How many cats do you have?
There's 2 cats.
2 cats. Do you drive that truck that's
Yeah,
there?
that's my truck.
We can get the cats. Do you know where the keys are to your truck?
They're in the house.
It was shocking to friends and neighbors that Susan was released from police custody to go back home because she claimed she was acting on the Florida Stand Your Ground laws. There was outrage from the community and they demanded that Susan be arrested.
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! For being a mother, this is sad that in 2023 we have to march for equality and justice.
But y'all not losing y'all family members. Y'all not, and it's not gonna be serious to y'all until y'all lose one of y'all.
He said that they will get the state attorney out here to answer questions or whatever if we want to talk to him.
Well, run it up now, come on.
We can't do it like this, y'all.
We understand that process, sir, but why isn't she in jail? Why this process? Because if it was us,
Not with a criminal.
Why y'all doing
Understand
this
this. See,
process?
Billy Woods didn't arrest her. Now they sent it over to the state attorney, so
y'all
now
fault.
they have to investigate it. He said warrants. So I expect for her to be arrested for something.
So when
Child
the
abuse.
evidence comes
Still
back,
laptop.
as soon as the evidence
Not
comes back,
yours, but if that was hate crime.
Evidence? What evidence?
I've got
Evidence
to
to arrest
make
her?
sure
that you took
that
and
we
the
will
shake that
investigate
was
it
child.
soon.
That's the evidence.
Hang on 1 second, if you don't mind, just
ahead.
because it's hard for me to.
Go ahead.
As soon as we get the evidence, and our prosecutors meet with the detectives, which could be very soon, and make a decision based on the evidence, we will do so. There won't be any delay. We understand it's important to the community. I recognize it. That's why I'm out here talking with you.
We can't talk to you in peace no more. We understand you came out here and talked to us, but we over that. We beyond that. And the reason why we're here is because y'all haven't done nothing.
Due to the pressure from the public, the AG decided to charge her and she was called in again for another interview.
So it sounds like there's a lot of things going on with the kids that day. It sounds like you're taking videos, and then there was a middle finger towards this guy. It sounds like the skates are in the way. You had to throw those because she says, "Give me the skates." You throw the skates, and then you're swinging the umbrella because they're not getting away. There's a lot going on with the kids. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Are the kids yelling that day?
Oh, they were screaming and yelling.
Screaming and yelling. Okay. It sounds like there was things going on with them, and then one of the kids' moms comes up to your house and knocks on the door. Is that right? Did she say what she was knocking on the door about? I don't remember if we covered that.
With AJ? Yes.
Yes, AJ. Was it about the umbrella, the skates, or something different? Because
I want to speak to you because you're talking to my sons. I don't like the way you're talking to my sons.
Okay, so she bangs on the door and she wants to, because we've talked about all the things that happened that day. She's banging on the door and she wants to address you regarding how you're talking to her sons.
Yes.
And there's already been that prior incident in the 2 or 3 times that you guys met, and one of those times it was you're talking to her sons and you're saying like racial things like that, racial slurs.
I didn't say racial slurs.
She said that you did.
She said that I did.
Okay. So it sounds like she has a reason that she wants to talk to you, and she's banging on your door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But she's enraged, she's screaming, she's not acting to me what would be like a normal, average, everyday, reasonable person. I mean, to me, that was someone who was really angry.
You're for certain that when you went to retrieve your gun, that's where you keep it in that trash can? That's where it was at? I'm sorry, did you remember what you were thinking about?
Susan, real quick here. Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issues? Depression, bipolar disorder?
No.
Have you ever had to go to a mental health facility?
No.
Have you ever sought therapy for anything?
Yes.
What have you sought therapy for?
For the rape.
For the rape, okay. And is that something you attended as a child or something you've attended later on in your life or something like that?
I was like 20 years old.
Okay. And when you were seeking therapy, what were you trying to heal? What were you trying to fix? Aside from the sexual abuse, was there something psychologically that happened to you?
I just shut down.
You just shut down?
Yeah, I wasn't feeling any emotions or anything like that.
Okay.
I just had no emotion whatsoever. It was just flat effect.
Okay. Did therapy help you with that?
Yes.
And then later on in life, you had a friend that was buried and the breathing in the dirt and then the screaming.
That
and then
happened before the therapy.
And then I remember one of the words you heard was that causes you to be triggered whenever you hear screaming.
And the reason why I say triggered is I worked at the guest house where they do therapy and stuff, so just picked up some of the words as I was working there.
Sure. So when you say triggered, how does that make you feel? What does that do to you?
It just makes me feel horrible.
Horrible. What is that like? What is that feeling? Is it a feeling inside your body? Describe that to me more.
Just absolutely horrible. Like I'm sick.
The screaming makes you feel
Yes.
sick. Okay. Does this sick feeling, does this triggered feeling ever make you do things that you wouldn't normally do? Say things you wouldn't normally say, act in ways you wouldn't normally act because of some trauma that you had?
I was going to say I don't know.
You're not sure? Do you ever sometimes feel as if you get so upset about something, crying, angry, or something like that, that it overwhelms you? That you get overcome with emotion? Does anything like that ever happen to you?
Just trying to think. The only time was a death, but I figured that was normal emotions.
Sometimes whenever people get picked on and they get yelled at and they hear yelling and things like that with you, they say things and they do things they don't mean. They see red. That's what some people say. They see red. And I wasn't myself, detective. And they say things like that to me. And I'm trying to understand if some of these kids have triggered you and made you do things and say things that isn't you, is not Susan, is not the person that's sitting in front of me. Do you ever feel like anything like that ever happens to you?
The kids definitely just make me feel, sick. I mean, they just, they call me grandma. They call me Karen. I'm trying to think, bitch, cunt. They've said horrible things. The other thing was, I'm trying to think of some kind of stupid infection. I can't remember what the hell it was.
Do you say horrible things back that you wouldn't normally, that you're not proud of?
Absolutely. So I just, stop. It's like stop.
I didn't ask you this before, but I saw inside you have like it's almost a home office set up. Do you work from home?
Yes.
You do? So you're pretty much, you're always there and you're always having to be susceptible to whatever they do. And now it's summertime.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it's
in
a
school.
nightmare. But I'm very pragmatic. I'm like, if you see the stuff up here and you know this is my front door, why do you keep coming by my front door screaming and yelling? And they're like, doesn't matter. You don't matter. I had a little black kid come up to me and said, you're white, you're old, you have no one in your life, you're not worth anything. So I'm like, great.
What did you tell that person?
I told him we're always alone. Guess what? You come in the world alone and, you leave the world alone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you say that, it sounds like you handled that well. When you say that you've said things before that you're not proud of, describe that to me.
I shouldn't have called them names. I shouldn't have said bitch or fucker. I should have reined it in a little.
Okay. And then when we talk about racial slurs, have you made those not to anyone in particular? You've just spoken to the air, you've spoken to other people, because there's been multiple different ways that we've kind of been learning about you saying these things. Describe that to me and specifically.
In regards to?
Words like the N-word that you've said. Describe that to me specifically when you've said that.
I can't remember if I said it or if I didn't say it.
You sound unsure.
Whether it's out of anger or, I mean...
I don't know.
Someone's calling you names and you can become kind of overwhelmed with, you're having to hear this kind of thing all the time, and like you said, you might say something that you normally wouldn't say.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
So I've noticed there's been just some gaps in your memory, and that's why I've asked you about your memory, because some of the specific things that I asked, specifically this, you say, I'm not sure, I don't remember, and that's happened a couple times while we've been talking today. So I'm trying to better understand that is why you don't remember some of these things specifically, of what's going on. I don't know if it's something you feel shameful or embarrassed about. I don't want you to feel that way while we're talking. I'd rather you just be honest with me. But that's why I've been asking you some of those things. Is there...
Because again, Dad was Hungarian, Mom was Polish, and it came up in the conversation, so they asked me to go to my friend Sheila and ask her, what does the N-word mean? And her mom said, no, it just means that someone who doesn't work, someone who is not productive, someone who is not, acting normally, lawfully.
Sure. So. Okay. And in the times that you...
I'm sorry. I think there's just a lot of other words that are, I believe, out there to describe those things as well. I mean, what is it in particular about that word or slave boy?
I never said slave boy. I never said the word slave. Never.
Okay.
So I don't know why you keep coming back to this.
Well, that's just
someone had mentioned, and like I said,
no, never uttered the word
did you use
slave.
the word slave or
absolutely not.
Something like that? Is there any reason why anybody would have a video like that? Is there any reason why that would exist?
No, there shouldn't be. Shouldn't be anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean...
The Underground Railroad comment, again, remember there's people out there...
I never made an Underground Railroad comment.
Okay.
So I don't know where the hell that came from.
Well, I kind of want to go through my notes real quick and make sure that we covered everything. We covered a lot of things. Can I get you another water or anything while I go through this? Okay. Yeah, let me go through the notes and make sure we didn't miss anything here. And we'll be right back in.
Is there anything else that you need right now? Use the restroom or anything like that? Use the restroom? Okay, give me just 1 second. Make sure the restroom's clear.
Okie dokie.
Are you going to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
All right. So while we were in there going over everything, and my supervisor came in, he's actually kind of been listening in a little. And something that caught my ear, like when we were talking earlier, you had mentioned the words, and I asked you to repeat it because I wanted to make sure I heard you correctly. You had mentioned terminology like reasonable and prudent in reference to how AJ was acting at your door while she was trespassing and everything. Where did that come from, that terminology? Is that
watching TV.
Watching TV? Okay. Like documentary stuff, or like what?
Probably just crime shows and stuff.
Crime shows, okay. And I have to ask you this: have you done any research on like the laws as far as like in Florida, as far as self-defense and things like that?
I looked at it today.
You looked at it today?
When I was on Facebook. Just some things that, they had it up on Facebook.
Describe that. What did you, specifically, what you were reading about and learning about?
They said self-defense, and I'm trying to think what the hell else I looked at today. So much crap. Mostly emails. But I just remember saying self-defense, and there was a bunch of lawyers and stuff like that. So,
prior to today, even the last time that you and I spoke on very early Saturday morning, you had used some of that same kind of terminology in describing the situation that occurred at your front door. Prior to today, had you ever done any kind of research like that? And because the first time that we talked, there was a point where I informed you that AJ had passed away. And I wasn't sure if you'd been aware of that or not. I know they transported her in an ambulance
Yes.
from there.
No, I saw them doing CPR.
Yeah. So when I informed you of that, you showed emotion. You showed what appeared to me to be at least somewhat of a remorse for what had happened. So do you feel bad for what had happened?
Absolutely.
Do you feel bad for the children?
Christ, yes.
So, and I think, Detective Pender we're trying to give you the opportunity to try to explain some of these discrepancies in the story, the things that don't really add up or make sense. And you maintaining that you were in fear for your life.
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense. And I feel like at this point, today you really haven't, and I'm not judging you, everybody processes things differently. So I understand that. But you haven't really seemed remorseful for today, at least, for what had happened.
Oh God. It just makes me sick. I don't know I can't take it back. It's transpired. It's in the past. I don't know what the hell to do. It's just probably me shutting down again.
Okay. Do you think that's a trauma response or something? I know you said you had gone through a lot of
Probably
flat
because
affect and things like that
I don't
in
know
the
what
past.
the hell. I mean, it's a horrible situation. And inner conflict is horrible because, it goes against my faith. I broke a commandment. I just did I feel horrible for what I did.
Okay. So, looking back on it now, and do you think that she was actually going to get through that door? I mean, be honest with us, because
I thought she was coming through the door. And as God is my witness, I thought she was going to come through that door. I'm sorry, it's just what I felt.
So, I mean, at this point, like, we've talked to you, we've talked to a lot of people and gone through the evidence. We've discussed all of this with the state attorney's office as well. After talking to you for several hours on Saturday morning and then today, I feel that there was a level of fear, but from everything I've seen, it doesn't rise to the level for you to justify shooting through a closed door and with a firearm. Okay, and I think you know that wasn't reasonable what you did.
I felt so terrified. I just felt so terrified. Here she comes again. Again she's screaming, she's yelling, she's acting unreasonable. And
let me ask you that.
Susan was eventually arrested and charged.
The local Florida sheriff posted this video announcing the arrest.
The justice we have all been seeking has been served.
4 children will never see their mother again.
I spoke to the slain woman's grieving mother, Pamela Dias, today.
What do you think about the manslaughter charge? Do you think it should be upgraded?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm happy that there was an arrest, but I'm a little disappointed in the charges.
She went to trial, but things did not go her way.
Found guilty of manslaughter charges for shooting and killing her neighbor, Ajike Owens, has been sentenced to more than 2 decades behind bars.
The judge issued the sentence saying he believes Lawrence acted out of anger rather than fear. TV 20's Kayla Lewis is live at the courthouse. And Kayla,
I stand before you, not as a brave and courageous mother, not as a strong grandmother. I stand before you as a broken-hearted mother, a mother in despair who lost her daughter. I stand before you as an advocate for Isaac, Israel, Africa, and Titus.
After being sentenced to 25 years in prison, she was interviewed and she had a lot to say about how she now feels about the whole incident.
I've made such a huge mistake. That's all I kept thinking is, oh my God.
To the reason she did not take the stand in her own defense.
Is Susan Lawrence capable of manslaughter?
No. And I'm so, it just makes me sick what happened. I just never ever thought in a million years this would happen, and it breaks my heart.
I first want to start here. You were convicted of manslaughter.
Yes.
Sentenced to 25 years.
Yes.
You are 61 now.
Yes.
You might be in your mid-80s before you leave here, or you might not leave here at all. How have you reconciled that?
Day by day, and going to a lot of services, leaning on God, getting into the Word.
Talk to me about that. You attended a church in Ocala, is that right?
Yes.
And you also sang in the choir?
Yes.
So as someone of faith, how did you end up here?
A very unfortunate series of events.
There was a lot made during trial and even when detectives were interviewing you about the loudness of the pounding, and you had said multiple times, "I'm fearful of my life." You still contend that?
Oh God, yes. It just made me so, it gave me a panic attack actually. She was pounding so hard. She had previously done this and had broken my door frame in December of 2022. So I was like, she broke the door frame once, she's gonna end up coming through the store.
You then made, though, the conscious decision to go into your bedroom and grab the gun from your trash can?
Yes.
And you said you couldn't find your cell phone?
Exactly.
So take me back behind the decision then of you going into your bedroom, taking the gun out of the trash can, possibly knowing that you could use it, and you did, you shot once.
Yes, once. I was aiming for the top left corner of the door, and she pounded so hard that I could hear the frame crack, and it did, it splintered the frame. And when she did that, I went like this, and I pulled the trigger. Because even in my questioning and the police report, I said, I don't remember firing the gun.
Our sincere condolences to the friends and family of AJ. What do you guys think about this whole story? Some people blamed AJ's kids for doing too much, while some people believe Susan was just an evil person. Let us know what you guys think. Please stay safe out there, and we shall see you guys in the next story.